I actually asked a friend of mine where he was actually putting his money or keeping his money, and he said, "Hey guy, I actually put my money in the bank because my money, I have more confidence, I have more assurances, I am very optimistic that when I keep my money in the bank, I am going to create wealth for myself, I'm going to build what we call wealth for myself." And I was so flabbergasted, I was so surprised that in this 21st century, a lot of people are still keeping their money in the bank. Keeping your money in the bank is actually okay, it's actually good, it's actually idealistic. But if you want to actually create wealth for yourself, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be rich in life, then putting your money in the bank might not be the best option, because keeping your money in the bank will not create interest for you, but rather the banks are going to use your money to borrow to other people, thereby making more money for themselves, and they're not giving you any interest at the end of the day. Even if you're actually putting money in the bank where they actually give you what I call high interest rate like 4%, it is still not advisable putting your money there, because the amount of money that will actually accumulate to you or get to you at the end of the day is still at the minimum. So if you actually want to build wealth, if you actually want to build, become rich and surplus in life and live what I call financial freedom, then this video is actually for you. You see, real wealth, becoming wealthy, becoming rich, becoming well-to-do, becoming or having what we call financial freedom is actually a decade of a sacrifice. It's something that you have to go through a lot of process. It's something that you have to be resilient, you have to be pragmatic, you have to be determined, you have to be productive, you have to be responsive, you have to be responsible as well, and you have to be sincere with yourself on what you actually wanted for yourself at the end of the day. So creating wealth is actually a lifetime opportunity if you know what you're actually doing. There is a place where rich people actually put their money, and that place is what I call investment. So if you want to become rich, if you want to become or have financial independence, then you need to start putting your money into investment. You see, wealthy people use their cash to buy stocks, they use their cash to buy real estate, they use their cash to buy businesses, and they also use their cash to buy what I call assets. Now, do you use your money, your hard-earned money that you actually suffered for, you have actually gone through a lot of things to get that money at the end of the day, do you use that money to buy cash? Do you use that money to buy stocks? Do you use that money to buy real estate? Do you use that money to buy businesses? Or do you use the money to buy the real hard asset? The question is actually yours. So what do you actually use your money to buy? So the rich actually use their money to buy all these things. But for the majority in the society, because the rich actually constitute 1% of the world's population. The number of rich people that we have in the world today now, they are not more than 1% of the world population. Now the question is, are you among the 1% of this population, or you are in the majority? If you are actually in the 1% of the world's population, it means that you are actually an investor, you are actually an entrepreneur, you are actually investing your money into stocks, into real estate, into businesses, and other assets. Because real estate, businesses, and stocks are actually what can create what I call financial freedom for you. But for the majority of people, they use their money, their hard-earned money, or their goal is to have a lot of cash and keep the money in the bank account. For the majority of the people, they believe that when they actually stockpile their money in the bank account, or they stack their money in the bank account, that's the medium, that is the fastest way to actually build their money. It is not the fastest way to actually build money. So if you are one of those that are actually believing that when you put your money in the bank over a long period of time, you are actually buying financial freedom for yourself, I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. Because the reason is that, banks will use your money to make more money for themselves, and banks will borrow your money out. Another thing is that the money you have actually kept in the bank account is actually creating dust in the bank. And money does not like to be stagnant. Money does not like to be not to be used. Money likes to work. Money likes to be put into operation. Money is a spirit. It likes to be put into operation. It does not like to be stagnant. It doesn't like to be in a particular place. So if you belong to that category of people that are actually stacking their money in the bank account, stacking their money in the bank or mortgage financial institutions, thinking that you're actually building wealth, that is not the right way. So owning a big bank account does not guarantee financial freedom. Now, I've stated one reason why it does not guarantee freedom, because when you put your money in the bank will borrow your money outside it. Then another thing that will make your money not to create financial freedom for you is because money loses value over time. Money loses value over time, over the years. Now, for the past 10 years, you cannot tell me that it's the same price you are buying something last 10 years, the same price you are buying those things now. No, because of what? Because of devaluation of money. So money loses value as a result of inflation. So over time, when there is an inflation in the society, it will lead to the devaluation of the money when the money does not have a value. So if you're actually keeping your money in the bank account, hoping that that money is going to guarantee you, financial freedom in the following year or in the future, you'll be so surprised that at the end of the day, that money may not have any value. And that is why it is not good for you to stack your money in the bank account, thinking you are building financial freedom for yourself. So the cash in the bank is actually losing value due to devaluation and inflation over the years. Because inflation is what is characterizing the whole world now. The price of goods and services have actually gone up, and the cost of living have actually gone up. And if you have any physical cash with you now, you'll be so surprised that that money cannot buy anything at the end of the day, because money have actually lost their value due to devaluation and the high inflationary trend. Now, this scenario, this situation is not peculiar to Nigeria alone, but to other parts of the world where money is actually losing their value due to inflation. So keeping the money in the bank will not guarantee financial freedom, because why? Your money will keep losing value in the bank. So while the banks are making more money, giving you out your money to make more money in the form of interest, you are not making anything, because on the other hand, you are making other people to be rich. So stop making other people to rich in 2024. Now that we're going into 2025, try and invest your money and stop making other people to be rich. Somebody will say that I'm actually contradictory in saying that it's not good to have a cash. I'm not saying it's not good to have cash, but when you have cash, use your cash for investment opportunities. That's what we're saying here. So it is good to have cash. I also have cash. But that cash, that extra cash you have in your hand, what do you do with that cash? Do you get it now? What do you actually do with that cash? Do you use the cash to buy ostentatious goods or liabilities, or you use the cash to buy assets? Because liabilities will not create value. What will actually create value is actually what I call asset. So I'm not opposing that you should not have cash, because when you have cash, you can use that cash in a period of emergency. You can also use that cash to buy purchases, and thirdly, you can use that cash for investment opportunities. When you actually invest your cash, you are simply creating what I call investment opportunities. You are simply creating what I call passive income. You are simply doing what I call financial independence or financial freedom. Because when you have investment opportunities or portfolios where money is actually working for you and you are actually generating money for yourself one way or the other, you are actually creating financial freedom for yourself. So if you actually wanted financial freedom in 2025, if you want to be rich, if you want to have a guaranteed future devoid of depression, devoid of poverty, devoid of want, devoid of what, of not having anything in your pocket, then now is the time for you to start investing. Now, when we're talking about investment, we are not talking about 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. We are actually talking about a decade of sacrifice, where you actually invest your money over a longer period of time. That is what we call financial freedom. You need to understand actually the purpose of your cash and come up with the right investment strategy. Because when you're talking about investment, it is actually the right proven or applying the right investment strategy. So for you to actually understand the purpose of the cash, you need to come up with the right investment strategy. Which area of investment are you actually willing to put your money and generate more income for yourself? So as 2025 is actually coming up, you need to decide where you actually want to invest your money through what I call investment strategies. Now, for you to be able to have the rightful investment strategies, because you need to be a passive investor or an active investor, you are going to need what I call a financial education. When you have financial education, it's actually going to open your eyes to wide area of horizons where you can actually invest your money and make more money in the future. Now, when we talk about investment, there are so many investment options that you can actually put your money and make more money for yourself. You can invest in money market funds, you can invest in ALA, you can invest in stocks, you can invest in real estate, you can invest in so many options. So it is up to you which one you actually wanted for yourself. Now, before you actually invest your money, you need to meet your portfolio investment manager that can give you what I call a professional, investment advice. And at the end of the day, you can actually decide which one you can actually invest your money. There are people that actually invest their money in so many areas. We have a lot of people like that that actually invest their money in what I call multi streams of investment. But I, for one, I only do one or two of them where I actually invest my money, and it's actually generating a lot of money for me. Now, you can actually diversify your investment portfolio in the future depending on what you actually wanted for yourself. So you can actually diversify as your investment is actually growing over the years. You can diversify that investment portfolio by investing in real estate, by investing in stocks, by investing in so many investment options, money market, bonds, and the rest of them. The options are many, so you have a lot of options. So for you to actually do this, you may require a lot of financial education. So wealth is not created by stacking money in the bank. So if you are actually putting your money in the bank thinking you can actually make money and become wealthy, it is not the right decision. You are making a wrong decision. I'm not saying that it's not good to put your money in the bank, because you can need your money for emergency, to buy purchases and the rest of them. We need money every day, we use money every day. But those money you are not actually in need of now, don't put that money in the bank account. It is good to save money, but when you put your money in the bank, you actually use that money for emergency. When emergency comes up or life happens, because we don't know what tomorrow will be. So you can actually use that money to fix that problem. But for the money you are not using at the immediate time, you need to put that money into where that money is going to be working for you. It's going to be generating more money for you. It's going to generate more wealth for you. And that's why we're talking about what? Investment here. And we are talking about what? About a decade of sacrifice over the years. Because over the years, your money is going to compound, and that money is going to create more value for you at the end of the day. You must convert your cash into assets that can actually pay you. So that asset, that money you actually have now, that you are stacking in that bank account and is not growing or creating value for you, you can actually convert that money into assets. So when you convert the money into assets, the money will start paying you. Convert your cash into assets. When you convert your cash into assets, it simply means that you are actually investing your money, that your money is actually working for you, your money is actually going for you, your money is actually bringing in more money for you. Because when you invest your money is able to compound over the years. And when you talk about investment, there are various financial benefits that you actually get at the end of the day, like increasing your income, like retire with a good amount of money, like having a good financial freedom, like so many options and advantages that you are going to accrue to yourself when you actually invest your money. So instead of putting that money in the bank account where it's not creating value for you, convert that cash into assets by investing your money into investment portfolio. Like I said, if you actually want to invest this money, you can meet your investment portfolio manager. So investment is actually a long-term process. It's a decade of sacrifice, and that's why I always tell people that if you are actually investing your money, you can invest for a period of 10 years. If you don't have that capacity, at least go for the next 5 years. So imagine how your money is going to compound in the next 5 years. How do you actually do this? You can actually do this, you can actually achieve this process, you can actually achieve this dream of becoming financially wealthy, of becoming financially independent when you spend less money and you actually earn more money. So what I'm saying here is that if you actually want to invest your money, if it's decided today that you want to start investing, you want to start, building up what I call the decade of sacrifice, then you need to earn more money and spend less money. You see, we're in a society where people actually glorify spending money extravagantly, frugally, not productively. People spend money on buying liabilities, buying things that does not have any value, buying things that does not have any significant value in their life. They buy cars, they buy shoes, they buy t-shirts, they buy expensive things that cannot actually add value to their life. Now, instead of you buying those things that cannot add value to your life, when you are spending that money, frugally, extravagantly, without even thinking about tomorrow, why don't you use that money to buy your future, where you have what we call financial independence? So if you desire a good future, if you desire a future full of wealth, full of surplus, full of abundance, full of financial freedom, then this journey actually starts by today. So you start investing your money, putting your money where your money is actually going to grow for you, where your money is actually going to elevate, where your money is going to have more value, irrespective of the inflationary trend. Inflation does not affect investment. Do you see? Inflation can actually affect your money when you put it in the bank, because your money is going to lose value. But inflation does not affect investment, because while people are clamoring, crying, in the state of distress, people are complaining about the harsh economic condition, the high cost of living, your money is actually working for you. Even when you are actually sleeping, when you are not working, your money is working for you. And that is the purpose, that is the dynamics of what? Of investment. When you are not working, when you are not doing anything, your money is actually working for you. So instead of you to be struggling hard and struggling and putting yourself in a very pitiable condition, instead of you to be languishing that money, instead of you to be wasting that money buying extravagant things, buying liabilities and things that does not add value and things that will create dust in your house, why don't you invest that money where your money is actually going to start working for you? So at that point in time, you can now sleep, you can have rest. When you are sleeping, when you are not doing anything at all, that money is what is actually working for you and generating income for you. There are some of us that every day we are making money through our investment portfolio. By 12 p.m. today, my financial institution and my investment, they actually pay me some certain amount of money, and that's how it is Monday to Sunday, 365 days in a year. And don't forget that if you are doing what I call money market fund, for example, you are going to have 23% interest return per annum based on the amount of money you have actually put into that investment portfolio. For example, if you put 1 million naira in this year now, that 1 million naira is going to generate you a profit of 230,000 naira. 230,000 naira. Now imagine you actually put that money there you left that money there for the next 10 years. That means that money is going to become 2 million naira. So what we're saying there is that for you to actually build wealth, it is something you have to do consistently every month. Once you earn that salary at the end of the month, why don't you split it into 3 parts? Into savings, into spending, and into investment. Investment, you don't touch it. Savings is for emergency, and spending is the money you use on your daily activities. So split your money into these 3 parts and watch your wealth build up for you over the years. So this is 2025 coming up. If you want to be rich, if you want to be surplus, if you want to have financial freedom, if you want to have financial independence, if you want a future where your life is going to be sweet, it's going to be wonderful, then it is time for you to start investing. I hope you have actually gained something in this video today. If you have actually gained something now, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to share the videos and let your world know that you can actually become rich, not by putting your money in the bank, but by actually investing your money and creating wealth for yourself. So if you desire a financial future that is full of financial independence, the investment is the best option than putting your money in the bank and stacking your money in the bank. So start investing today and making money for yourself and build up a future full of financial freedom and financial independence for yourself. Till we meet next time, thank you all and God bless you all.